Right, so we're back, and our car is still stuck in the mud. So we've got to figure out what we're going to do next, and I mean, can we drive it? I mean, I've come out of the game and back into it. There's a possibility that the game might have unstuck it. No, it's just falling straight back into the mud. Yeah, so I'm going to need a tow chain, when I can afford one. So we've got some harvesting to do. The time is ticking on, so we're going to have to be as quick as we can with that. Got all of our equipment safely embedded in the sheds just to protect them from the weather, basically. Right, and what are we using? Oh, yeah, we've got the class trailer, haven't we? Right, so here's our lovely harvester. The big, mighty John Deere. And does it have the rear hitch? I think it did. Yes, it does. It has the little connection hook. Right, so we're going to head over to our first field, which is going to be field number 122. Or whichever one has the canola in it, I can't remember which one. And that's going to supply us with the extra bit of money that we need for the tow chain. Because we're just going to sell it straight to the merchant. Because we have no use for oil. However, the grain we'll have a lot of use for. I'm going to try my best not to destroy the crops that I've planted. And this is a rather wide harvester too. And it's on a very, very narrow patch of land as well. Right, now I've not really thought this through, because I've got to try and get that onto the trailer without destroying my crops. Now I could sort of, in fact yeah, we'll just cheat it a little bit, because I know that crop destruction doesn't apply to fields that we do not own. So I can just dump them along here on the sugar beets. And then let's spin him around and get him ready to harvest. Oh bugger, it doesn't want to come off that trailer. There we are. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to headland it once. And then we'll go up and down then. We will have straw swath enabled. And now do we have a baler? I'm not too sure whether I bought one of them or not. Yes we did. Fantastic. Right, so let's get him all lined up. I think that should pretty much do it. You need to unfold the harvester. Ah yes, because moving the stairs is a big component of harvesting. I genuinely thought about the harvester stuck in the mud then. I was going to say, that's it, we've got no income coming. Yeah, so that is the headland done for the most part, and I am absolutely loving this harvester. It's like a compact beast, it's like a mini fridge. I quite like this John Deere. Got a high capacity tank. It's not the fastest by any stretch of imagination, but we're not here for the speed of things. We're here for the love of the harvest. I'm hoping that this will give us enough to actually work with, really. We're going to have to take the grain trailer all the way to the northern point of the map, over by the productions point that we purchased. So I think the plan will be get the straw up off here, collect it onto the baler, and then we can kill two birds with one stone then. And we can drag the grain trailer along with the bales over to the selling points, and then we can add the straw to the straw processing. But that's as good a plan as we've got so far. Right, well, it looks like we've just about squaws the entire field into this harvester. Now, it started off relatively straight and then it just sort of started taking a bend. But, you know what, it's not a bad job. So we'll lower the arm. Well, bring out the arm. Because we've got to go and collect our trailer. Okay, I'll get my word out. But yeah, I've got to go and collect our trailer and collect our tractor. And then that way we can begin to unload it all. And then eventually sell it off to the oil merchant, who will be purchasing the grain. How much is he going to ask for is another question. I do not know. He is going to ask for... Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money for canola. So oil mill's not actually asking for a decent price, but the farmer's market is. The farmer's market's just over there, so I think that's going to be our first point of call. I mean, it's amazing that he's asking for such a high price, considering how, like, the stocks on hand. Strange. Which tractor shall I pick? The fastest one, so it'll probably be the case. That's not the fastest. But I think this one's the fastest. I think this one's 24 miles per hour. Oh, listen to that engine roar. And you also kind of need the horsepower to pull the trailer, because as this starts filling up, it's going to get quite heavy. But the good thing is it's only going to be at 50% capacity. So let's send this over to the harvester and then over to the farmer's market. So here we come. You can hear that engine purring. That sounds beautiful. And we've got a lot of straw to collect as well. So that's going to add more money to our pockets. But let's bring him in. And let's just now sit back and wait for it to fill. So where are we going for the farmer's market? Let's follow the beam. Alright, we're over there. But yeah, as we can see, it's getting a bit heavy. And then we'll have to get that tow train and connect it all up to the tractor and pull our beloved trailer, truck out of there. And so we're pulling into the farmer's market. Now this looks like the livestock area, but it is indeed a farmer's market. It's a little bit remote. I'd expect a farmer's market to be a little more out in the open than this. But while he's unloading, we do have access to a collectible somewhere. So we got 11,000 for that, so that's not bad. But I can't seem to see the collectible anywhere. And I can't get it from here. In fact, you know what, it's here. So that's an extra 50,000. So we've got 62,000 now. So that's brilliant. So we've collected one collectible. Now, if this location does have two, we cannot collect that now because we've only interacted with it once. So now we're going to have to take this all the way back to the promised land. And we might as well just leave it up by that wheat field, because our harvester is going to need to use it again. So we're just going to leave him pulled up here, and we'll switch that engine off. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just run over to the harvester, and we can start collecting this wheat. Our potential harvest is 39,000 litres. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I think this is the grain mill just up here by the harvester. So we're going to have a look at that and see how much that's selling for. If we can afford it, we'll buy it. But if we can't afford it, then, well, we tried. But I think this is the grain mill, because as you can see the big wheat up there. Now where's the purchasing point? Oh, the point of purchase. Should be around here somewhere. Let's just have a look at the map. So let's go to wheat. Right, now let's tag that. Where is it telling us we are? Oh, right, so the oil mill is, the grain mill is all the way up there. This is just a selling point. How much should be grain elevator? The oil mill is up there. Is that up by the yeah, cereal factory? Makes sense to be over there. Let's just untag that place. Oh wait, we can actually visit. Well, fast travelling. Why not? 96 grand, so it's out of our price range at the moment. Oh, well, at least we know we can fast travel. Right, so let's reboot the engine of the harvester. And we've got all of this wheat here. Now I've got two options, sell immediately or store for later. And I think I'm going to opt for store for later. And then when the price is right, however we can afford the the grain mill, and that's when we'll start utilising it. Oh yeah, I do need to purchase the tow chain, don't I? That way we can get our thing out of the field. Tow chain, we'll go for 2.5 meters because the other one might be a bit too heavy. Right, so incoming harvester. Let's have a look at how well this does. But it's not looking great. The yield is definitely knackered. Right, so we'll leave him out in the open for now, because we do need to get to that shop. And we need to, I'll just cut across my field. But I do need to get to the shop and get our truck free, because it will be coming in handy very, very soon. I thought I accidentally bought myself a bloody low loader then, but I haven't. It's something that I purchased ages ago, and that's going to be collecting the bales. Oh yeah, I've not put the bale in there. What a silly person. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. I'm going to come over here and try and connect him. Right, come on, Massa. We're going to get you to the field. And you're going to save the TLX. Right, so here he is, in all of his glory. Stuck in the middle of a grass field. How very typical. Right, so first of all we're going to put the hook on. Right, we're getting somewhere. Who was that? Mount towing hook to the... Oh no, never mind. I want to try and get that to there. Now let's crouch. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would have. Right, that's attached. I wonder if we can get inside the tractor, will it allow me to press Q? Aha! I figured it out. So let's drag him out the dirt. So the red side goes into the tractor. The dark side goes onto the thing that I'm attaching it to. But he is free now. But with this, this enables steering to follow me as well. So let's just tow him all the way back to the house. And now that we've wasted our time effectively, we can then begin the next harvest. And we can keep the towing truck, the towing chain inside the pickup truck, I guess. It doesn't want to leave the ground though. And it's not heavy. So we'll leave that there. And then we'll get this truck inside here. And then we'll move over to the next harvest. Right, well, while on my way to actually drive the harvester, I've noticed that this is way too small. It's too narrow for purpose. It's making me crash into things that I don't really fancy crashing into. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the post that connects this together. And we're just going to remove it. Right, so there's the first one. Now we're going to have to remove this all the way down the line. Now sometimes it lets you do it, but sometimes it doesn't. But, oh, that got rid of all of it. Right, so that should do the trick. That'll at least get us to the field without destroying any more corn. Because we have managed to destroy a little bit around here. As you can see, it's got a dead on the side. In fact, you know what? I don't think we have actually destroyed any corn. Maybe it just looks like it did. But anyway, it was becoming a struggle. Because look at how close I'm driving to this cornfield. I don't really like that. So let's bask in the open air, really. And we're heading over to our first wheat field of this side. And we will have to headland the top of this. So let's skip through, like I said I would, and I'll see you on the other side. Right, and as you can see that we have managed to destroy some of the potatoes that were in that field, because I thought to myself, we won't need to do potatoes. Boy, I was wrong, because £30,000 and it'll cover 2 relatively big fields of potatoes. And what other land do we own? So we don't own field 14. We've got lots of land elsewhere that'll come in handy. So yeah, I think we will end up renting out the potato harvester. Because we've got this big field here. And then another field here, followed by, I think it's corn on this one. No, it won't be corn, it will be... I think that was it? That was soybeans, wasn't it? Oh no, sunflowers. I knew it began with an S. So yeah, we've got 2 fields of potatoes. And it's only about an acre each, or half an acre. Well, in fact, no, they're about 2 hurt acres. In fact, they're only an acre. That's a lot more than I expected. That's going to be a lot of potatoes. Going to be a lot of chips for the country. Ireland are going to be happy. Well, especially the chippies. And we'll actually turn them into chips as well, if we can afford to. But yeah, let's continue. Right, so that's the harvest done, dusted, and out of the road. So let's just stop him from harvesting. Now we're going to have to just dump the header for now. Because we've got to take him to the shop and get some more fuel, because he's got some more harvesting to do next month. And then we'll get everything packed away. We'll get the grain into the correct barn. And then sorry, I started choking on my own thoughts then. Once we've got everything sorted and everything's neatly packed away, we've then got to get the baler out. And that's over by the store as well. And we can bale, then deliver it all the way over to our production point, because we do need to start getting some straw in there. Otherwise, we're just going to come a cropper and we're not going to get any money this month. Apart from the money that we're going to raise from, you know, obviously producing grain. But we've also got to think about how we're actually going to pick that stuff up from the floor. So we're going to need a low loader. Not a low loader, what on earth am I talking about? We're going to need a front loader, or a telehandler, or a skid steerer. I think I would rather opt for the telehandler, because, you know, they have the extra reach, they've got the extra boom. And I think I'd actually get a skid steerer at some point as well, because, you know, they're quite handy to have. They're quite neat and compact, and they can push stuff around, which is, you know, who could ask for any more than that? But let's get him fueled up. Here he is at the petrol station. Well, it's at the diesel station actually, because they don't do petrol here, do they? Have I got to get out and do it? Yes. Oop. Is that a full tank already? No. Oop, the wrong button. No, it's nowhere near a full tank. And diesel exhaust fluid. I don't know what that is. But I think there is a collectible around the fuel station, and since we have used it, I might as well see if we can find it. But finding it is a different question. No, it doesn't look like there is one by the fuel station. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Would have been nice to collect a collectible for now. But it is what it is. Alright, so let's send this back over to the field. He's nice and fully fueled. And he's not had a lot of damage dealt to him, to be fair. That's always nice to see. Right, well, let's hope he fits. If not, I'll be struggling for storage. But it's looking like he might just about fit in there if I could turn it in the right direction. But look at that, beautiful. He is nicely stored in there. He's not left me a lot of room to get out. Right, so off to the tractor. Oh, wrong one. And here we are. So he's going to now push that grain. Oh dear, he's struggling there. He's just struggling to climb the gears. He's at maximum gear, actually. And he's just sort of whimpering away from it. But yeah, there's not a lot of horsepower in this guy. But then again, there should be enough to pull this trailer to safety. But we're getting there. And then we've got to try and navigate him into here. I remember what happened last time. I've not had my warm-up round yet. Right, so let's try. Let's see if we can get it in one. You know what, if I could keep that line, or if I could have kept that line, that would have been fantastic. But no, I kind of scarpered that. Come on, no, he's going to go in the wrong way there. I think it might be a little bit too close to the shed here. Yeah, he's not going to fit in there. And I am getting better at it. But there we go, we've got him on the blank side now. There's actually hardly touched the sides of this shed, or the barn. Now the big problem is, do we leave it out, or do we attempt to manoeuvre it? I say leave it out, because... In fact, no, we'll manoeuvre it, because we're not going to need him now for a few hours, and just in case it rains, he doesn't get the water damaged. So let's now attempt to reverse it into there. So let's spin the wheels the right way. Alright, come on, we're going very, very slow now. Now, just got to get the wheels to line up with that bend. I think it might be a little bit too far. If I go that way, which way is it going to go? We're going to push it towards the centre. That's good. And then you can just straighten it out. Look at that, beautiful. Now that's almost perfect. I'm quite impressed with that, but now that the tractors have all done the business, we can then prepare ourselves for the baling section of this month. And then I think it should pretty much take us up to next month where, well, every single field that we haven't harvested will be up for harvest, besides this one and that one maybe. And we can start seeding too, so it's going to be a very, very busy month next month. I'm going to get this harvesting out the way first, and then we can plan. So I think this is all going to be wheat. apart from that field just yet, but we'll leave that blank for a year. I think this one will be barley or maybe sorghum actually, because sorghum has a high yield. Barley on these two. And I think we'll have to start harvesting this grass, so I need to buy a mower. And then oats on them two. I think that'd be the plan. And then probably something like soybeans for that one, because it's quite a big field. So, you know, we can't complain that soybeans, good selling price. Can actually make some milk out of it too. And then we've got our business up here, the straw processing. So yeah, it's gonna be all hands on deck next month. So that's it for now. So if you've enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.